Hello and welcome to another edition of Thrift Store Horde. Oh, a month is too long as our piles build up ever higher, reaching the ceiling as we find awesome stuff to share with you from our thrift store runs. Glad if this is your first time around, I'm Adam, so it's nice to meet you. Over here we got Kevin
Hi, I'm glad to meet you too.
and we got Chris.
Always a pleasure.
All right, it's always a pleasure to see what you guys are bringing to the table here. So who just is so excited they want to go first and start with their pile? What are you thinking right now?
Oh,
All right.
I think they're like, I was gonna say mine for last because it's so great. But let's take a look, Kevin.
Okay. All right. This is not just precursor. I have a thing to show off first. But first, I was telling Adam before we started recording, I went up to my mom's this past week. Adam, I don't know if you recall. Okay, this was a conversation I had with Jason numerous times. And in one of the retro Christmas things, I got a pack of them, the DC Cosmic cards.
Yes.
Okay. They had like Golden Age, Silver Age, Modern Age. This is how I learned about DC Universe. I had a binder. I have not been able to find it in 20 years. I'm randomly up in the attic. I grab a random box I thought I looked at 100 times before. They're in here, but so is so much more. Adam,
Wow.
host of the Wizards podcast. This is all Wizards inserts.
I recognize those even
Don't-
in a flash. I'm like, I know that. I know that. Wow.
Yep, that I will be going through. The DC cards are in here. I'm so happy. But apparently, I just blew money when I was a kid
A whole box.
and bought cases.
You lucky dog, man.
I don't remember doing this. But again, that was what, 20, 25 years ago for some of these?
That is awesome.
So, I will be going through those thoroughly. I'm so excited. I've been looking and looking and looking for those cards. So I'm so happy. If I can find my mask toys at some point, I'll be really happy.
Yeah.
I think they went to a yard sale though, but I don't want to admit it. All right, first pile here. No, wait, hang on. This doesn't go with anything else. This is a find, partly for you, partly for my kid. Wizard's Guide to Pokemon, with an ad for Inquest Gamer on the back.
On our episode
looks,
that's coming out this week for episode 88, like they do their first big article on Pokemon and then they were all in. Yeah.
it looks like someone read it in the bathtub. But I was like, I got it. All right. So have you ever been thrifting and been like, I definitely found one person's thing here? Like one person donated all this, but now it's everywhere. All right. Trust me, Adam. Trust me. Okay. We have Sealed, the Sports Illustrated 25th Anniversary Swimsuit Edition. We have Sealed, America Remembers 9/11.
Okay.
Okay. We have, to go along with it, I'm guessing this was all same guy, the 93 swimsuit video. And starring, he must have had a favorite, Kathy Ireland.
Absolutely. He had a type. Okay.
Yep, there was time. All right. Jumping ahead. You're into that stuff first, but then you gotta become an angry teenager. And you gotta go to Family Values. Family Values store from 98. And I guess like, I've been listening to a lot of Corn and the Biscuit lately, and just like right back to it. then you got to think about reality and watch reality TV, like the first season of Survivor.
Richard Hatch, front and center.
Yep, the greatest and most outrageous moments, featuring never before seen footage. I can't find. I'm guessing it's an hour. If I had to guess. I have no doubt this was all from the same person. Probably someone that wanted a voice for themselves, but also got hyped up in 90s and 2000s crazes. 90s? Probably 90s. Yeah, 90s crazes. Because Beanie Babies and talk radio
Together?
combined into the quack of all media.
Man.
They're called Famous Meanies. This is Mallard Stern.
If you ever meet Howard Stern at some book signing, you gotta show him that, man.
This is the dumbest thing.
Howard
And I
Stern.
had to get it. But still has the tag and everything. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it, but I had to.
That's one of those things you gotta hang from your bumper and just let it, dangle and people look at it.
If I ever set up a podcast studio, I should just have this. Like I should have radio and podcast stuff throughout.
Be your mascot. Yeah.
So, all right, I'm convinced all those are from the same person. I grabbed it. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep any of that other than how we turn Mallard turn whatever. There, I gotta get it out of the way. I can't
say,
have it. On
it's fun
camera the whole-
watching it stack up on the side of the
No,
screen, but
it's gonna annoy me if it's on camera the whole time.
all right, well, let me then I'll get into some VHS here real quick if you're done.
Yes.
Okay. So, first off, I was able to find a whole bunch of home recorded VHS, and there was some really interesting stuff in there. The person must have been a teacher because one of the videos was Valentine's Day 1995. She just set up her camera, and you see all the kids passing out their Valentines, opening their Valentines, eating their chocolates, before the end of the day. And you just watch, had a timer on it, and you just watch it count down, to the end of the day. That was interesting, stuff like that. But I also found like a bunch of stuff that was recorded off like the Disney Channel and things like that. This one is what I was most excited about. If you could read that here, Not Quite Human, Not Quite Human 2, and Not Quite Human 3. These were
There's
my
a third.
like, Wonderful World Disney movies with Alan Thicke, right? And, the guy who played Johnny Storm in the Corman Fantastic Four movie. And I have been looking for like a real copy of these movies forever. Like they were commercially released, at least the first one. But to get this was really fantastic for me. So just home recorded copies is awesome. I also had to get this. The Rock when he was still The Rock, right? In Walking Tall. The reason being, I have the other two Walking Tall movies and novelizations. Talking about like somebody's collection, I got those last year. It's definitely all belong to the same person, so I was like, I gotta complete it. I have to guess. I guess I have to find the Kevin Sorbo sequel also. Had to get you know try or RCA Columbia copy here. The Trouble with Angels. I don't know this movie, but I'm really interested in seeing like Haley Mills in a non-Disney film. So that should be kind of cool. I've heard the name, but I don't know what it was about. I found some kids stuff here. So this Darkwing Duck, his favorite adventures, but this is one that has Nega Duck in it. His counterpart, his evil doppelganger, which I love. This I already had a copy of, but if I see Alpha's Magical Christmas, I'm gonna grab it. This is such a bonkers movie. So that was great. Um, I recently on Waxpack Flashback opened up a pack of Harry and the Hendersons cards, and I mentioned I didn't have a copy on VHS. I'd never come across one, and now I have it. So that was in the pile. I was excited to get that. I love how big this is on the back. And also, I don't know what this name is here. It's just I can't even read it.
It's not. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. It's not. It's not a cast autograph by any chance, is it?
Like it says Z grows ahead. Maybe like I don't know what that's saying. Like I can't read that. Z goes ahead. I don't know what that is. This was interesting. So this is dinosaurs and prehistoric mammals, and it says that it's realistic live animation, and I don't know what that means, and I want to find out what realistic live animation is. So I had to get that. Also, this is a weirdo. Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. This is what I've seen other people find copies of this recently. But the reason I grabbed it is it's part of this like Star Maker RSG label, and I collect all their releases just because they do these super cheapo releases. This was interesting though. This is the Kung Fu with David Carradine. I guess it's like the pilot movie that must have been on, but it was like an official Warner Brothers release. So I was like, that's cool. Uh, is this cool? Okay, so the Lenticular Phantom, I already have a copy of this, but mine is all beat up, and this was in really nice condition. So I decided I'll get an upgrade. Gotta love it. Slam evil as often as you can. Also, the Wedding Singer. I recently posted in the Retro Network Lounge, soon to become the Geekster Lounge, that I may be auditioning for a production of the Wedding Singer musical, and I didn't have a copy on VHS somehow. I've had a DVD for years, but I was like, now I have that. This one I just heard on the Fly on the Wall podcast that is hosted by David Spade and Dana Carvey, if anybody listens to that. But Dana Carvey was talking about how terrible his movie Clean Slate was. And when he watched the first dailies, the first footage, he was like, I got to be here for 7 more weeks. But I've never seen that one. So I've always wanted to check it out. This is one more here. This is Start the Revolution Without Me, some weird Gene Wilder film that I was not aware of. Donald Sutherland, Gene Wilder. So, but it's like they have powdered wigs on in the background. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This was the one I was most excited about, though, is a copy of Return to Oz in this special clamshell. Now, it says it's an anniversary edition. I have the collector's edition widescreen presentation. This is full screen. Plus, I have another just like slipcase version. So, Return to Oz, whenever I can, I grab these. And I just today I got ready for this week a copy, or again, I keep saying a copy. I'm excited about copies for some reason. I'm opening up a pack of Return to Oz trading cards on Wax Pack Flashback, along with regular Wizard of Oz trading cards. So that's just something for everybody to look out for on the Retro Network YouTube channel. All right. That's it for VHS for now. I'll just share two very quick DVDs that I'll be done, which is Judge Dredd and the Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness Director's Cut official bootleg edition. I have the regular original DVD release, but I know there's so many special editions, so I wanted to grab this one. And this one I think we might be talking about on Wizards on Patreon coming up soon, if 90s Super Cinema goes my way and people vote for that film. So anyway, that's it for now. Let's get to Chris.
Yeah, I got picked up some fun stuff this last month. Not as much as normally I do, but more than the average person, I'm assuming. Next month will probably be bigger. I have a lot more flea markets I'm going to be doing, so we'll see. So I'll just go right into VHS because I got a few good ones, and I got a couple I'm going to save for the end. So I found The Night Before Christmas, or 'twas the night before Christmas. Trying to make sure I can't. There we go. Holiday staple when I was a kid growing up. Always, you knew Christmas was almost here when that was playing on ABC, I think. So I didn't have this one yet, so I figured I had to grab it. Another one, it's The Muppets. Self-explanatory title. I think it's just a couple just random episodes. I haven't had a chance to view it yet, so but we're definitely a Muppet family here, so I grabbed it.
Yes.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. It was pretty slim pickings at the bin that day, but this one stood out as a little gem that I didn't have. A local comic show I go to is called Frankenstein's Comic Swap. So anytime I see Frankenstein stuff, I grab to take to that show.
That's awesome.
And then this one I'd never heard of before, but I had to get it because it stars Roddy Piper. And Tough and Deadly. I've never seen it. I have no idea how good or bad it is, but I'm trying to get all
Billy Blanks, the Tybo guy.
Yeah. So, and then a non VHS, but sort of in the vein of Dead Media, is I found this book on tape, X-Files, read by Gillian Anderson. So still sealed in the pack. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Right now, I don't have a cassette player to play it, so it's going to remain sealed until I either get one or decide to move it on.
In an issue of Wizard I was just reading for the podcast, they had an ad for those books and the book.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen those. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got for VHS and Dead Media today.
Okay. Now, Kevin, what are we looking at on your end this time?
All right, I'll go through VHS as well. I mean, I had the ones from before, but you know, that was a theme.
Oh, I like to see a box. All right.
um, I, like it was just, it's nothing jaw dropping, but I was just so happy to find good VHS. It's been so long since I found like some, you know, good VHS. It seems like everyone knows about it. And Mickey over at Retro Network, soon to be Geekster, had a very good article about nostalgia recently. And I kind of feel like so many people kind of ruined it for us. And I feel like it's coming back around again. Like, I'm enjoying looking again, and I wasn't for a while. But all right, we got the film that started it all, Mad Max, original one for it. Never had it. I don't know if I've seen it. Like if I have, it's been a while, and it's a Good Times release, which surprised me. I remember not hating this, and I know a lot of people do, but Johnny Dangerously. Like I thought it was stupid fun when I finally watched it, but I know people hated this movie, and I believe it tanked at the box office.
Yeah.
My wife loves that movie.
Yeah, it's fun. Mummy's Tomb.
Ooh.
I'm not quite like I know I've never seen this, but I know I wanted to do all the Universal at some point. I don't know when. Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
Ooh.
Yep, and some very choice artwork on the back. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing.
That's
Well,
an
I
RC
mean,
Clubby. I might have to trade you for something on that one.
all right, I'm cool with that. Yeah, very pretty copy. And you know what the best thing is, Adam? No mold.
Huzzah.
No mold. Oh, hate that. All right. Very pretty copy again. Phantasm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was I got sticker on the back, but not a big deal. You know, considering how trash we have seen these.
Yeah, that's an early release, that Nelson Home Entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. To go along with what Chris just put up, I have Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer Boris Karloff. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, not goofing around, not kidding. Like, I love that movie. So I had to go through and do more. I don't know what this is. It looked nice, but I'll probably end up trading it to someone or whatever. War Wagon, John Wayne.
I'm sure my dad loves that movie. He's a big
I was
John.
gonna say, yeah, not one of mine, but it was a nice copy of it. So I'll see what happens. I'm gonna guess this is offensive, but maybe in a good way. But it's Holy Moses, starring Dudley Moore.
Wow.
So I'm guessing sort of like a Life of Brian kind of idea here.
Sounds like
Not
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Again, surprisingly good copy of it, and I think an older one. Incredible Shrinking Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, I was very happy with a lot of these finds, and I know I've never watched it, and I know I should. Cannonball Run. Very good one for it. To double back, because it wouldn't fit in the box. Chris showed the X-Files one. I have not one, but two. Get the right way there. Slipcase X-Files VHS.
That's pretty cool.
Each one of them comes with 3 tapes inside. One has the pilot and Deep Throat episode, which were very good. And then I'm excited, this might be what I do first, but Squeeze and Tombs are on the same VHS. I remember loving that Squeeze episode, loving that Villain of the Week, and then when he came back, I think a season or so later, I was so excited.
Is he a snake guy?
Yeah, the one that could like contort and everything and
Yeah.
tight spaces. Yeah. So it's both episodes of him on one. I'm sure X-Files is on one of the streaming services. I don't know which one though. And I know I would have to look for both episodes, but they're both right here.
That's interesting. I always wonder about those because there's some series where it looks like, oh, they were trying to release every episode on VHS. And that feels like that wasn't possible for most, especially if it ran like 2 or 3 seasons. Like that's a lot of episodes. And then sometimes it's like those where it's just like, oh, best ofs. These are the fan favorite episodes. Here's the collection. Yeah.
Well, I remember someone I was friends with in high school, and I don't remember who. I went to their house, and their dad was buying all the Star Trek VHS because there used to be like a late night infomercial or whatever commercial for it. Like you bought 2 episodes at a time, all the cases looked nice. And I thought he was probably so mad when DVD came out, and then streaming came out. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But like that was thousands of dollars probably at the time to get all those.
Well, and I came across just last year a huge box of them, of those next generation ones that were like these big, like hard, like
Yeah.
cases that they had for those. And I was just like, wow, somebody spent a fortune on these. They're worth nothing now. Yeah.
Nope.
My grandma had the whole set
Oh,
Do
okay.
you really?
too. Yep.
Wow. All at once or just over time?
She picked it up over time because it was a subscription service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd get 1 or 2 a month.
That's
I'm not even sure which one of us ended up with them or if we still even have them around because they were big. They take
I
up
was
a
gonna
lot of
say
space.
you could probably build a fort out of them at this point if you had that many.
I believe so.
All right. I'll go in here with a couple little things. I did find some tapes, some records, some other stuff here. So it's going. All right. So let me start off with just a few books here. This was really fun. I guess I've always assumed that it was maybe not appropriate for kids, even though we watched it as kids, but I found the novelization for Dumb and Dumber that was from the Troll Book Fair flyer. Like it literally says Troll Associates here. So I was like, huh, maybe, it was dumbed down slightly for the kids, but that was interesting. Another one here, The Tale of the Dark Crystal, this hardback copy. And I'm trying to remember, I think I found this a while ago and then I sold it when the new series was coming on Netflix or whatever with a copy of the VHS on eBay. So I was like, oh, okay, now I have another copy. Um, this was really fun. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ABCs for a Better Planet. This like Teenage Mutant hippie turtles, like everything inside is all about like this is why you have to recycle and teach you about the greenhouse effect and all these things. So I read this to my son because I was like, let's educate him a little bit, all the 90s environmentalism we learned about, right, from Captain Planet. And I read it and he was just getting angrier and angrier as I read it to him, and finally he's like, I want to record a video. And he recorded a video talking about this is bad. There's nothing good in here. Like he was so mad there was no action, there was no excitement. It was pretty hilarious. Um, Also, speaking of that 5-year-old, we recently at a garage sale found a 2017 Teddy Ruxpin where like the stories are programmed in, and you can just press his paw, and then he'll just tell the stories, and it's the old ones from the 80s. But we didn't have any of the books, and then I found some of the newer release books. Like the old ones, had a very specific hardback look and everything like that. But these were from the 2017 Teddy. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Again, same interior pages, just different presentation. Um, this really stood out to me. Uh, this is You Can Draw Transformers. But the best part is, if you look at the artist here, it's Simon Furman. He's the guy who was drawing all the major like Transformers comics back in the day. So I thought this was really cool. Whether or not my oldest wants to learn how to draw Optimus Prime or anything, but it's just like those other like Marvel books, where it gives you the ability to see how you can trace over, see how that works. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool to get that. Now, as far as a little bit of music, I did pick up just some cassette tapes, nothing fantastic, but like Achtung Baby from U2. They're in Vegas right now doing their giant performances. The Cars, Candio, sorry, it's a little bleached out. I always wanted to get into the Cars because my brother-in-law loves them. Like he's a big fan. But this is the one that connected for me, and that was An American Tail the soundtrack. We had this when I was a kid, and I just, I loved Somewhere Out There. I would croon it to my mom, So anyway, it was just great fun. I have my big stuffed Fievel up here, so he could be on display with that. And then the last one here, I'm a big Lita Ford fan, and so to find this "Kiss Me Deadly," and what I thought was interesting on the back, it's the song "Broken Dreams," and so I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. But it's from the album Lita, which is not my favorite of her albums. Like I know that's like a huge song, "Kiss Me Deadly," it's a big hit for her, but still, it was great to have it. It was a great shape, so I could spin it on my turntable there. But uh, I'll let me see. No, I think that's it. I'll stop there. We'll get to Chris. I know he has more exciting stuff to share with us. What do you got, Chris?
So I have, we'll go into sort of books. I didn't have any records or tapes this time. Um, Bruce Lee's Fighting Methods. I saw it, never seen it before, had to grab it. I loved karate and ninja, anything ninja when I was a kid, and this just definitely seemed like a book I would have checked out at the library. I found this just the other day. I don't think I've read it unless it was part of that Lando anthology, but it's an old like pre-90s Star Wars book, I think. Lando Calrissian and the Star Cave of Thonbaka.
Very topical. He's got his book out right now. People are going to
Yeah.
see him at book sightings. That's cool.
Something you may appreciate, Adam. Um, Dead media related, but not, well, I guess magazines are almost dead media at this point. I found a giant stack of stereo review from the 80s, and I ended up picking them all up because I love sort of looking at slice of life from that era. I think I picked up 10 to 15 of these magazines from the bins, all from like 1983 to 1984. So I get to learn about old stereo technology.
Yeah, you can become the authority. People come to you
Yeah,
on how to repair them, I guess.
yeah, that's kind of important. And then I grabbed this magazine just because it had one of my favorite cars on it when I was a little kid, Lamborghini versus Ferrari.
Wow.
I don't know. What were you guys? I was a Lamborghini guy. I loved
All the way, Lamborghini. Yeah.
all of them.
Now cars pass me by, literally. But
So, here, I'll share this. This is something sort of tech related, but wife had an education conference she went to, and I took a week off and just tagged along with her this week or this last week. And one of the things she got at the swag thing was a special educator Lego set.
oh, cool.
So I like weird little off things like that. And yeah, it's pretty neat. Build some little like monster guy or robot thing. I think it's likely to advertise for Lego Robotics,
Oh, okay.
but not really sure. So, but it was
Never
neat.
know. That might be a collectible in 20 years.
She got it from a swag table, and I ended up with it.
Yeah.
That's all I got for books and magazines this week.
Okay. All right, Kevin, do you have one more big haul here?
I do. Let me balance the stuff though. All
I
right.
keep trying to look in your box there and look at the cards. I'm like, what's in there? It's off the side of the screen. All right, let's see.
Okay. I got this open before we started recording, thankfully, so no one had to see me struggle. 12 super Garriers? Garriers? I'm guessing warriors for Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
Is that from Brazil or something? Because like
I have no idea. But little like Goku, Vegeta.
yeah, because Guerrero in Portuguese at least is for warrior. So I'm wondering.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, grab this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I loved Dragon Ball Z when I was younger. Try and get my kid to watch it, but I understand not wanting to watch 600 episodes of nothing. Adam spoke to me. Spoke to me.
Yeah.
Dick Tracy activity book featuring full color movie scenes. Part of Dick Tracy Mania, which swept the country really back then.
Well, so what's
So
crazy is they recently released something that looked very similar at Walmart. I saw it. And I was just like, wow, are they doing more Dick Tracy stuff? And I was like, no, Warren Beatty isn't licensing anything else, I don't think.
God, the comic though finally coming.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I mean, we've gone through this how many times? This was not. I don't know what I'm gonna do because it's all beat up. It looks like crap, but and it wasn't part of that box I showed earlier. But it's Marvel Masterpieces. I think they were like special cards. I don't know if they were like shiny or variants or chases or what, and the thing is all beat up that it's in.
Huh.
But they're cards 1D, 2D, and 3D for it.
Wow.
So I don't know if it came like this, if this was like a premium giveaway, if someone bought this for like I have no idea.
Somebody's got to
But
know the history. Tell us.
yeah,
Those would
yeah. So
be, I think those are. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember because I got a bunch of those Marvel Masterpieces. I mean, those are believe those are insert sets from there.
okay.
Just not sure which series.
Yeah, and I mean it's all dirty and everything. Like it was, not treated well somewhere, but I think I'll take a chance. I had never seen one of these before. It's from Whitman. So 29-cent Superman paperback. Or all the way around, not that there's anything interesting going on the back. Well, it's mostly text, few pictures here and there. Nice little story. Superman smashes the secret of the mad director. George Elric. It came out in 1966.
Wow. Yeah.
So I've never seen anything like this, but I want to give it a shot. How do I want to do this? All right. I'm gonna take this out of the package and just screw around with it and beat up my kid a little bit. But I found a spinner belt.
Wow.
So I'm gonna take it out and just goof around with him. He won't watch wrestling, but trying. Come on, buddy.
Is that one from like early 2000s then?
Yeah. So when John Cena was doing the rap gimmick, he had
Yeah.
it, and Edge was the next person to defeat him for it. It was around for a while, but people hated it because it's a spinner belt. However, on TikTok right now, there were 16 people that held this version of the title. He's trying to get all 16 to sign his replica. So he's going to conventions and shows and all sorts of stuff to see how many he can get that, had this title at some
That's
point.
a fun goal. That's awesome.
All right. A couple shows ago, I showed Will Eisner's Dating and Hanging Out book. Will Eisner continues to make weird books. Star Jaws.
What in the world?
A Galaxy of Space Cartoons. And it's just like, it's as if Will Eisner worked for Mad or New Yorker or something. Just doing silliness like this. I mean, cool. I can't wait.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I'm keeping. I loved these when I was a kid. I checked them out of school library all the time, and I randomly found some more. But they were the Survival series for kids, written by Joey Barry, pictures by Bartholomew. And if you had them, once you see the art, you'll remember them. But they were all sorts of like helpful things for kids. Clean your room. There's one about like how to make money, how to respect your parents, all sorts of stuff like that. Little drawings, little helpful hints. But they were fun, they were entertaining, they were silly. I remember checking them out of the school library all the time. This one was a flip one, which I don't remember. What to do when your mom or dad says be good while you're there, and what to do when your mom or dad says be kind to your guest. But I remember loving these when I was younger. All right. I always flip through the randomness in case there's floppy comics in there or magazines or whatever. This is what I will finish with. We're going to finish with some posters.
Great. Oh.
Apologies. I know you don't agree with me on this, but, with love.
Wow.
We have the Rob, one of his arts.
Die Hard. Yeah.
Yep, a guide to stuff that he's done before.
Wow.
And
Where did that come from? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, like where would that have been inserted, or did you mail away for it, or was it a
Well, this was
giveaway?
on someone's wall.
Okay. Oh, so it's got some tacky
Yep.
stickiness still. Okay.
Well, it's Rob's. It's all tacky.
Sing.
We got that, and then we fold it out. Oh, it's from Comics Values Monthly.
Okay. Wow.
No big Die Hard one. I was like, all right. And then, like, I got freaking sticky tack all over this stuff. I'm trying to remove it, but it's as old as we are. I'll just vamp here for a second. All right. What was the best, dumbest Rob gimmick, cover gimmick?
Rub the blood.
Ah, come on, open up. Open.
Let's see it here. Blood strike. Oh, brigade. Oh, wow.
What kid doesn't want that up there? Adam, I teased you.
I mean, this is amazing that somebody had all these Liefeld posters. Like, I'm just.
I teased you.
There it is.
There it is.
Sadly, the whole poster doesn't have that gimmick. That would be amazing.
No, and like, part of me wants to keep this because it's so ridiculous, and part of me's like, where? I mean, like, these make some sense, but forgotten Liefeld comic from 30 years ago. Like, what am I gonna do?
Oh, wow. That's a great finale right there. That's cool. Okay. As I close out here, I got a bunch of random stuff. First off, I just had to share this. When I found this at Goodwill, I was so excited. Now, this isn't a Casio. This is a Grand Prix brand little deal, but it's got everything you would want. And then you can put on let's see here. I mean, it's just a classic sound, you know? My kids had so much fun playing with this and rock it out. So now we have one of those. All right, so then I was in a different thrift store the other day, and they're the thrift store I love the most because they are like a church run thing where people just give them a bunch of stuff, they just throw it on the shelves, right? So I started seeing puzzles, and I love me some vintage puzzles. My eBay store sells a lot of vintage puzzles, so this one's really fun. This Turtles one because like you have April being mugged on a rooftop, so that was kind of cool. See if I can put these. Then there was a trio of Power Rangers. Look at that prism glitter effect. I mean, that is awesome. It's so great.
Is
And the great
it
thing
like
about
that, Adam?
what's that?
Is the puzzle like that?
No,
The
the
puzzle
puzzle
got
is
the
not.
glitter?
The pieces. Well,
Oh,
actually, it's not true. I think some of the pieces do have that. Let me double. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. See, there's.
okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Because I only counted them real quick. But here they are. Pudgy Pig, I think is that guy's name for the first season. But I mean, it was just so vibrant. This one's a little more beat up, but this was called the Pine Octopus, which is the craziest name. Then, so Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, what others 90s phenomenon are they gonna have? How about Goosebumps? Goosebumps puzzles, and not one, but 6 of them. Okay.
Oh,
So a whole set of these just taking the art from the covers of the various ones, and on the side, like it tells you which one it's from, has the number, just like the books kind of became collectible that way. I mean, this is the big one, right? The Night of the Living W3. Okay. I think that is my phone dinging, so apologies. This one here, this looks like it would just be like on somebody's shirt, like this is just a t-shirt somebody wears. And then this one is some great graphics here. Say cheese and die. Is this 2? Oh yeah, say cheese and die again. So this is very fun. Unfortunately, this is the one that was missing one single piece. And I was like, man, so close, but all the others were complete. Speaking of almost complete, close but no cigar, but I had to grab it anyway because this is just a big book series to me as a kid. And that was the Babysitter's Club board game. Okay. There's so much in this. I love everything about the Babysitters Club, especially like the old TV series. Like just like I just imagine these girls as my actual babysitter. It just felt like yes, they 100% caught the vibe. Now, my final thing here, it's a big one. And I know that you guys are going to be excited. And I know you're going to be saying, "Ooh, yeah." Okay. So I was in a thrift store that has a case, and usually this one doesn't have anything good. I'm just like, I'll check it every once in a while. I looked in the case, and I couldn't see this. All I saw was the Macho Man smiling, staring up at me. I was like, "What is this? A bookend, like for your DVD collection? Like what was it?" So then I texted our buddy Chad Young from Horror Movie Barbecue, who of course is gonna know, and he's just like, "That is a Slim Jim display." I was like, "It is." So I had him take it out. And then this is from 2021, this collector series. Then I looked for what these go for on eBay, and I was like, oh my. So it literally, I just put it up yesterday. It sold this morning for more than double what I paid for it. Like people just wanted it. And so I was just like, okay, there it goes. It's out the door. But I was just like, man, it was so cool to find that of all things at this thrift store. So that was my big find for this month. All right, Chris, close us
All
out
right.
here.
Yeah, we have a local convenience store with one of those on the counter, and I've been bugging my buddy that works there about it. And he says if anybody takes it home, it'll be him. But uh, so I do bin diving, and I like it because you can sometimes find some of the coolest vintage stuff that didn't make their way to the uh, Goodwill auction site. But unfortunately, you do run into incomplete figures a lot. But he's in really nice condition. I couldn't leave him there to be recycled or shipped off somewhere. So Merman Sans Arms had to come home with me. Um, Another thing, I don't remember if you guys liked Pogs, but I
Yeah.
did find a stack of Slammers
Ooh, wow.
in a bin. No Pogs, but all these plastic Slammers,
And what
which
kind of
I'm assuming
designs
they're
are on
Slammers because
there?
they look like
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, they got the little faces. They got the little back indentation so you can get a good grip on them. But yeah, there's like
Um,
7 of these things just floating around in a bin. I mean, that's the thing I like about bins. You can find just random, like it's the most random stuff. And speaking of random, paper dolls from the 60s, we got Marsha here. Marsha. Nothing else associated with the set. It was just her. And I think she was actually in a other old board game.
oh.
Yeah, I can't. Patty Duke board game, I believe. Because I just saw it late. Somebody had dumped it because they decided they wouldn't want it. I opened it up and I saw this, so I grabbed it out of there. And then I grabbed all the chits because it was already missing a lot of stuff. So I figured I'll just sell the board game parts
There you
at some
go.
point. I forgot to show these last week or last month when we were doing it. A bunch of single Playmobil figures. So I got this cool pilot. He's got a translucent helmet, which I'm always a fan of translucent figures.
Is that Playmobil or Fisher Price?
These are, or I said Play School.
Oh, Play School. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Interesting.
then, yep. Or no, I am incorrect. Adventure People. Fisher Price Adventure People.
Okay,
That's
that's
what I
what I
mean.
thought because you had that boxed one before, and I was like, Fisher
Yeah.
Price, right?
See, that's what I do when I don't have notes. I say, I have all the information up there, but it comes out in the wrong spot sometimes. And then this cool robot guy.
Yeah, those are great.
And then I didn't realize that they made Fall Guy action figures. So apparently they did, and I picked up him out of the lot as well. Pretty cool stuff. And then I'm going to move on to the super cool. Oh, wait. No, you're talking about puzzles.
Interesting. Those are like
I found a
dolls.
Snoopy puzzle. Yeah, they're like weird little stuffed animal ones.
Huh.
Another 24 Smurfs. Cookie Monster.
Oh, he's sick.
Yeah, I know. Poor Cookie Monster. I bet it's for when kids were stuck at home, they'd have something to do and wouldn't feel bad because Cookie Monster's sick too. 100-piece Smurf puzzle. Put this one together. It's complete. And then this one, sadly, is missing a piece.
Oh
but and
man,
the chipmunks and the chipettes.
that's great.
So I'll have to add this to the pile of puzzles that need parts. I have a whole list of things going. My eyes open for other puzzles to fix them. And then the big find this month was on Facebook. A lady was selling VHS tapes, and not just any VHS tapes, but it was a box of 30 WWE and WCW VHS tapes and other wrestling tapes. So I had to get them because you have this Ric Flair.
Ooh.
I remember that at the
Not
video rental store as a kid. Yeah.
Yep. Roddy Piper. War Games. The Assassins. Randy Savage. This one was sitting out in the sun, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Steamboat, and many, many, many more. Oh, actually, the one that caught my eye and I had to grab, Sergeant Slaughter.
No.
So, yeah, a huge lot of WWE and WCW VHS and AWA stuff. So
Yeah, it
I
looks
can't.
like those were all former rentals, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and the lady I got them from, they were huge wrestling fans, and her son actually does pro wrestling, independent pro wrestling, and he actually was on the AEW show when it in one of the dark matches, I think, when they were at Portland recently. He
You know
got
his name?
actually.
What's his gimmick? We got to hear about it.
I didn't really find out that much, but they have a pizza parlor. They had this sort of wall of all the stuff that he's done. It was pretty interesting. So, but yeah, that was. I didn't find too many big scores, but this was big enough for the week, for the month.
That is fantastic. Wow. So a lot of wrestling fun this time around. A lot of great stuff. Yeah. So again, we ask you make sure you're subscribed here because you never know what's coming around next month. We'd love to hear your comments below of some of these things that you're finding. I know people have gotten so excited about some of Chris's things in the past as well. So keep watching, keep checking it out. Make sure also that as we've been mentioning, Geekster is the new name of the Retro Network, but you can still go to the retronetwork.com. Be subscribed here on TRN TV for now, but when you see the changeover happen, don't be confused. Still the same fun. We're just adding extra elements, bring it in now. It's the catchphrase is Geekster, all things geek then and now. So we can kind of invite everybody to the party. So we ask you to stay tuned there. But real quick, if anybody wants to see us posting about our individual finds, let's tell everybody where they can find us on social media. So I'm at Hoju Coolander, HOJUKOOLANDER. Kevin, how about you?
I am at Hellions team.
Chris?
On X, I'm at Beetle _ toy box. That's BEATLE _ toy box. Because apparently I can't spell. Because on Twitter or on Instagram, I'm at Beatles toy box or Beatles _ toy box. Forgot the S when I signed up for X, and then I could never change it. So,
there
what
you
can
go.
you do?
But that's where you'll be able to find us in the meantime as we get ready for the next video. We still, we love to share our finds there as well if you want a closer look at what we were holding up here and things like that. So again, thanks for watching so much, and we'll be back soon.